due to forecasted inclement weather. Third round tee times were moved up as early as 2 a.m. Eastern. Rory McIlroy, your leader after 36 holes. He was 10 under par entering the third round, and he would start his day strong on the par 4 first. This is his second from 136 yards out. And that's the right club. That'll filter right down next to the hole, a tap-in birdie. He would move to 11 under and a 2-stroke lead. More from Rory soon. How about the guys chasing him? 17th hole. For birdie, it's Scotty Scheffler from 40 feet away. And Scheffler bangs it home. And then on 18 from 22. And that is good. Strong finish for Scotty Scheffler. 367 in the third round. Tommy Fleetwood just 4 under entering round 3, finishing his day up on the 9th hole from 195 yards out. That is a beauty. To within 5 feet, he'd make his birdie putt. A 7 under 63 round of the day for Fleetwood. And then you got Tom Kim. He finished 3rd at this event last year, his first top 5 finish on tour. Here he is on the par 3 6th, going flag hunting. And he knocked that in for birdie. Bogey-free round for Kim. He's at 12 under par in second place, 367 in round 3. Now back to the man they're all chasing. He birdied the first and third. Here he is on 7, Rory McIlroy. From 133 to within 4 feet, he would make the birdie putt right here to push ahead to the 14th hole. His tee shot on the par 3. He's going to end up about 15 feet from the hole, but what a read. What a green. Here he is for the birdie on 15. He finished today 3 under par, 13 under for the tournament. Rory McIlroy will lead the Genesis Scottish Open after round 3. Seeking his 24th career PGA Tour title. Rory McIlroy hasn't won on European soil since taking the Irish Open back in 2016. Tom Kim, 1 stroke back, and then the chase pack all bunched up. 10 under and 11 under, including guys like Scotty Scheffler, all in the hunt entering the final round on Sunday. And for more on what went down at the Renaissance Club in round 3, to look ahead to Sunday's final round, we welcome in CBS Sports golf analyst Michael Breed, who also hosts the Course Record on the CBS Sports Network. Michael, great to have you on. What has Rory McIlroy done? He played before a lot of people were awake in the United States as they pushed the tee times up. So what's he been doing better than anybody else that's put him atop the leaderboard?
Well, the ball striking has really been the thing that has put him in the position that he's in right now. The putter hasn't been great, though it was very, very good in round 1. In round 3, it was marginal. And frankly, he drove it better than anybody else on the property. Hit 10 of 13 fairways, was number 1 in strokes gained off the tee. But the iron play was mediocre at best. And when you look at Rory McIlroy, and what I always think is about anything, and if you're going to win a tournament on the PGA Tour, you've got to have a very good bad round. And if this is his bad round of 67, which was a poor iron performance, not a great putting performance, and a wonderful ball striking with the driver performance. If this is his bad round, I think he's in really good shape. And I think he's in really good shape as a rule anyway. He has been a guy who has been playing some really good golf, not just here in Scotland, but also, too, in his last 5 events on the PGA Tour. Hasn't finished outside of the top 9. He just hasn't picked up the win yet. And he certainly has put himself in a very good position for tomorrow when the weather is going to be incredibly challenging. They're saying it's going to get up to 30 miles an hour of wind blowing at all kinds of different directions. And so I think tomorrow is going to be the story of weather and how they survive that incredibly challenging Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a second, but I want to go back to something else that you were talking about. It's the way Rory's been playing lately. He's been in contention. He's been right there. He hasn't won on European soil since 2016, but that might not matter at this point. What might matter is if he can figure out a way to get through that win and win this thing. My question to you is, what would that mean for the way we look at Rory going into the Open Championship after this? if he were to win it.
It would certainly. Well, I think even if he has a good round, and if somebody comes out of the back of the pack and shoots 64 or 5 tomorrow, and Rory plays okay but finishes second, I still think he's going to be the guy that everybody thinks is going to win it. I think he'll be the favorite. And the reason why is that the ball striking is just so good. The putter has been very good in his prior tournaments. Absent of the last 2 days, he putted really wonderfully in round 1. He gained over 2 shots with the putter, but the last couple days, not great. I think he's going to be the favorite going into the Open Championship regardless, unless he goes out there and he shoots 85. But again, very easy to blame that on the conditions. And so I think Rory's going to be your favorite going into the Open Championship regardless of what happens tomorrow because of that wind.
Okay. Scottie Scheffler's a guy who seems to be a favorite. Like you talk about ball striking. This dude always seems to hit the ball right where he needs to in his club. He's only 3 strokes back entering the final round. How much does Rory have eyes in the back of his head for Scottie lurking back there?
You know, I think, look, everybody is aware of what's going on with Scottie. And at the same time, the story with Scottie is he's the best ball striker on the planet, but he can't putt it in the ocean if he were in a boat. The guy yesterday, just think about this. He missed putts of 4 feet, 12 feet, 7 feet, 12 feet, 13 feet, 9 feet. He is struggling with that putter. He makes a different stroke when he's in that inside of 15-foot range, the ones where you go, well, I should make this. Outside of that, and this is what he did to end his round yesterday. He made or early this morning, I should say. He made a 22-footer, he made a 40-foot bomb, and then he hit it really close out of 3-footer, and he knocked that in. But when you take him and you put him in that 5 to 15-foot range, now that's when we start to worry about what we're going to get from Scottie. The putter is the story for him. It has been very, very poor. He's outside of the top 100 in strokes gained putting on the PGA Tour, though he's routinely inside the top 3 in strokes gained tee to green. And so the story with Scottie Scheffler is, can he have a round where he makes some putts? And I just don't know because of the history of what we've seen over the past couple of months. I just don't know if we're going to see that, particularly in that wind. It's very, very difficult to putt well in windy conditions. And that's what they're going to face tomorrow, as I've said before.
Yeah, look, they pushed the tee times up again for the final round. They're trying to avoid the worst of the wind, but it's going to affect the way the golf course is being played for sure in the final round. With that in mind, who's your pick to win the Scottish Open?
Well, I think it's going to be Rory because of the wind. I don't think he has to go out there and shoot a round of 63 or 64 to get this done. I think if he goes out there and he shoots a round of, maybe 1 or 2 under par, I think he's going to be fine because I don't think that there's going to be a 64 or 5 out there. Now, if somebody does, that could stretch this all the way back to the 7 unders. I mean, they literally could have a chance if Rory plays poorly. But I think Rory's going to be the guy that is going to get it done. The guys that I'm looking at are not that far behind. Shane Lowry, who's actually number 1 this week in strokes gained putting. He has played beautifully over the last 2 rounds as well. 71 in the opening round, then 64 and 65 over the last 2 rounds. And don't look past Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood has been playing some great golf as well in the last month or so. He had a playoff loss, we remember, up in Canada to an 80-foot bomb that took him out of that one. And then remember how he played at the U.S. Open. He finished tied 5th there. So he's been playing some wonderful golf. He's at it again, ball striking beautifully. And as you said, the round of the day today. And I look at those 2 guys to create some sort of a push. They might be able to get to 3, 4, 5 under par and maybe put a little pressure on Rory. But when it's all said and done, I think Rory is your champion at the Scottish Open.
And that is CBS Sports golf analyst Michael Breed. You can also see on the course record on the CBS Sports Network. Michael, thank you so much for the knowledge and also the pick of Rory McIlroy to win it. Here are the odds, and Rory is your odds-on favorite. This will take a 1-stroke lead into the final round of the Scottish Open, which you can see starting on CBSSports.com at 6:30 a.m. Eastern on Sunday morning as they push the tee times back to try to avoid the worst of the crushing wind that is expected at the Renaissance Club in Scotland on Sunday.